Thank you for joining us for episode 5 of Rhino's Horn, the podcast where we interview Canadian comedians and politicians. My guest this week is comedian Graham Kay. Graham is originally from Canada but now lives in New York City. You may know him from his many comedy albums or his appearance on The Late Show with Stephen Colbert. We talk about a number of things like his new web series that he has coming out, what it's like to break your laptop in the middle of a global pandemic, and how, when it comes to the future of stand-up comedy, nobody really knows anything. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, and please enjoy. So how you doing?
I'm okay. It's beautiful here. Beautiful spring. I've been biking a lot. We're going outside a lot. I'm really tired today. I had like a 6-hour bike ride yesterday.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
So where you're in Brooklyn, is that right?
Yep.
So where did you bike to for 6 hours? Where did you end up?
I biked to Harlem to go at this like old brick oven pizza place. It's the first place in the world to start selling slices.
Oh.
And it's really good. It's called Patsy's.
Yeah.
So my buddy and I bought like a full pie, took it to a park locked our bikes up, and then walked to a park and then ate it in a park. Watched all these like jack guys work out in like this outdoor park gym area.
Huh.
And then biked down to Central Park and then down through like the empty Times Square. And then he lives in Manhattan, in the East Village, so I dropped him off there, and then I biked back to Brooklyn.
Right on. Did you say Times Square is empty? Is that what you said?
Yeah.
So what is New York like right now? Because we hear that it's the epicenter and all that stuff.
I don't know what's New York like. I guess it's like any other city, except when you drive by a hospital, there's like two I don't know what they're called, but the back part of a transport truck without the truck part. What are those called?
Like a trailer? Oh.
Yeah, trailer.
Yeah.
But like a giant one for like transporting.
Sure.
Yeah. So those there'll be two of those parked outside that are like refrigerator ones. And it's a makeshift morgue.
Right. And that's all still going on? Like it's not getting better yet? Or
yeah, it's like the curve is flattened. It's not as bad, but the weather's getting nice, so people are like, going to parks more and stuff and not social distancing. Like I biked around and I was 6 feet apart from any human being the whole time.
Yeah.
We sat on a park bench, but we sat on like opposite ends of a park bench.
Yeah. Yeah, as long as you're going places like Trinity Bell. I don't know if you saw the pictures of Trinity Bellwoods in Toronto.
Yeah, but I also think that a lot of that is perspective. Like the way if you shoot it low, it looks like everyone's closer than they are.
Oh yeah.
Like I was walking down I went to the beach the other day and I was walking down the boardwalk and you just look slammed. And then when you walk, you realize that no one's within 10 feet of each other.
Right.
I honestly there shouldn't be that many people in the park. Okay. What they do here in some parks is in smaller parks, they've spray painted circles.
Yeah.
If you want to hang out, you have to be in one of those circles.
Right. And that seems to be working?
I guess for those parks, people are obeying it. And I don't know. I think that like the whole online bullying culture went crazy.
Yeah.
With that, like that poor girl.
Right.
2,000 people in that park and everyone's like attacking her. She shot a cop or something.
Yeah.
It's like, go to hell, you fucking losers.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah, there's so many like worse things going on and you're really because I was saying too, like cut them some slack. It's been fucking 10 weeks and the sun is out for the first time. People are going to go outside. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. You don't know what her day was like. She might have been being the best self-quarantining person.
Sure.
For 10 weeks. And then her friends were like, come to the park. And she was like, okay, but with social distance, right?
Yeah.
like, yeah. And then they sat down and they were not, and then somebody sat close to them, and somebody sat close to them. And then she could have been like, well, I think it's time to leave. Click, take a picture.
Right.
I
Yeah.
just can't, I mean, like people on, it made me sick. It's like, what, like you're just gonna like be just snitches and attack everybody. It's like, ugh.
Yeah, no, it's true. And like, if you really, where are the people policing the park to make sure people are adhering to social distancing? Can't we
Yeah.
like turn it on the authorities a little bit to do their fucking job?
Yeah.
So do you have like a quarantine routine? You're biking a lot, you said?
I try and leave once a day, go for a walk or go for a bike ride.
Yeah.
I try and see friends like 3-4 times a week.
Yeah.
Like last night I ate Thai food in a park with some friends for dinner, takeout. And then yeah, just working during the day on like weird little side projects that are. I spent a lot of time trying to get unemployment from the government here, it's a complete shit show.
Is that
like
right?
I like America a lot. It's fun. It's a great place to live. But when anything collective needs to happen, it really is a real breakdown. Like it's an embarrassment how hard it is to get unemployment here.
Yeah. So what's that process been like? Like, what do you gotta?
I'm just like I call the unemployment office. No one answers. I'm part of, like, someone tells me they know a friend of a friend who tweeted some lady who's some high-ranking official. I tweet her. A couple days later, I'll get a call because I tweeted some fucking lady that I've never heard of. That's a friend of a friend told me. And then they tell me it's all working out, and then it doesn't work out, and I tweet that lady again, and then another person calls, and they go, well, none of your stuff has been filed. And I go, I talked to somebody last week. So it's a bit of a shit show.
Yeah.
But I'm lucky. I don't need the money. I just would not like to dip into my savings.
Right.
I don't want to come out of this worse. I'd like to buy a house one day.
Sure. Yeah.
So I'm applying for all this shit. I'm applying for food stamps, applying for unemployment.
Of course.
I should be getting everything, so it should be okay. But I lost a lot of gigs. Like a lot of, I lost probably like a fifth, maybe like a quarter of what I was going to make all this year already.
Yeah.
So.
And so what have they been canceled up until? Like, what are you?
July.
So you got like August stuff still, hopefully?
Yeah. I don't think I had much booked in August anyway.
Oh, okay.
I kind of front loaded my year because I wanted to just chill in New York and do sets in the city.
Yeah.
Instead of going on the road and stuff, and just enjoy New York in the summer.
Yeah.
Maybe like rent a place in the Hamptons or something and go out there for a weekend with some friends, or the Jersey Shore or something like that.
Yeah.
Go to Ottawa a couple times, but so I'm lucky in that regard that it was like going to be. I'm actually not lucky because all my work was planned for early spring.
Right. Yeah, now you're gonna have to make it up somewhere.
Yeah. I don't know if it'll be hard to make it up because everyone's going to be in this. Every comedian is going to be like, I'm available. So,
Yeah, it's so true. And what are you doing to stay sharp? Are you finding ways to, like, obviously you're not doing sets, but
I'm doing sets on Zoom.
How's that
like
going?
Twice a week, kind of. It's okay. It's like a really bad open mic.
Yeah.
It's like, I describe it like this. It's like a veggie burger. It's all right.
Okay.
Better than dying of starvation.
And
but
so
all the jokes I'm writing are like all about the pandemic because that's all where my head's at. So it's not much I can use,
Yeah. And I guess other people's materials probably also pandemic stuff, or
No, I mean a bit. I would say people's stuff is 70% pandemic related.
yeah.
But I've had a couple friends I've seen on shows that I've been on just do their set. I'm like, wow, good for you. I should do that. I was like thinking about jokes that I've done, like my set. I've been thinking, and I'm like, I can't remember that joke. I'm like, holy shit. I'm like, do I even have that recorded anywhere? I don't think I have like a completed version of that joke recorded anywhere.
Shit.
So it's like that was like, these were big jokes I had, and like they were like, so I don't know. I assume I'll be very bad at comedy when it comes back, but it'll be okay.
Yeah, we all will be in theory.
Yeah.
So I saw that your computer got fucked up. Is that on Instagram?
Yeah, I'm doing this on my phone right now, and yeah, I was writing a movie script which I was almost done. It's like 100 pages long, and my back started to hurt, my shoulder started to get real fucked up. So my friend was like, she's a physiotherapist. She was like, you got to raise your computer, buy a stand for it, and then buy a keyboard and a mouse. So instead of being hunched over, you're like it straightens up your neck and your back. It's better for your posture and better for your, So I did that and it was great, but I didn't buy a stand. I just used this, like, I'll show it to you. I used this. It's just like it's for an iPad or something.
Sure.
And I was like, it worked. And I was like, oh, I like how small it is. When I'm not working or something, I can pack it up and put it away. And I saved like $50 on a stand. But I hit it. I was like signing. So I finally got one of my stimulus checks. It was for $1,200.
Okay.
And I was signing it so I could deposit it online. And I like kind of jostled my computer, and it started to, because it's on this like flimsy stand, like fall backwards. And I went to go grab it, and I dumped water into my computer.
Oh no.
Like, I don't know, like all in it. Like even the screen had water inside it. I'm like, I don't know how that's possible.
Yeah.
And it completely ruined. And then I had to buy a whole new computer for $1,200. So in one glass of water, one spill, I lost my stimulus check, I lost my computer, and I lost my script.
Oh man.
Yeah. And then, because let me tell you something, spilling water on your laptop in the middle of a global pandemic is kind of like being stranded at sea in a lifeboat and taking your last flare, pointing the gun at your crotch and firing it into your penis. Just being like, well, that's a good spot for that. I'm helping myself. I'm going to shoot it at my cock.
And so you ordered one?
I ordered one off. I call Apple. They're like, everything's closed. You have to take it to an authorized dealer. They gave me a number from like, some local Apple thing that's still open. I call them. They're like, it's $850 flat fee for water damage. I'm like, fuck that. I'm just going to spend an extra like $200 and buy a brand, like a refurbished but newer one off of Apple Store. So I bought that, and then I was talking to friends. They're like, why don't you just call around, just get something better, like some unauthorized dealer, like some shady Russian guy or something. Sure enough, everyone I called Russian. Hello, yes, I fixed it, $400. And so I have this MacBook coming to me, a new one. And then yesterday I dropped it off at this local guy, and he said he could fix it for $500. But then he said it might take 2 weeks, and if the logic board screwed up, it will be way more money. So I'm like, there's a scenario here where I end up buying a new laptop, paying like $800 to fix this broken laptop, and I have 2 things I don't want. And then it takes 2 weeks to get fixed, so I can't return the new laptop in time. So I think I just fucked myself again.
Yeah.
Somehow fucked myself again.
Ugh. And the script is gone.
I might have it. It might be okay.
Oh, really?
The guy said it's probably still there. But everything else is fine. I have my health.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Good.
these days.
It's good to stay. I was kind of like, I should go home, see my parents. They're old.
Yeah.
But I was worried I was going to kill them. My brother has autism, so he moved home. And so the house is pretty full. My brother would have to stay on an air mattress, or I'd have to sleep on an air mattress. And there'd be like 2 young people that, could potentially contract it, just going for a walk or something.
Yeah.
And then going to the grocery store and then bring it home to my parents.
Yeah. You don't want to widen the circle.
Yeah, exactly. So I stayed here, and I was like feeling guilty about that though still. Because part of me is like, well, it's like the last time I'll ever get to hang out with my parents that much. Because they're like 72.
Yeah.
How many times am I going to see my parents? Twice a year?
Right.
And then they'll be 80, hopefully.
Yeah.
And then they'll be really, really old. They won't be my parents anymore. They'll be like giant babies.
Yeah.
So it's not a lot, So I was like, maybe I should go home. But then anyway, it's good because I have all these friends here and we hang out a lot in a responsible manner, but it has been helping me.
Yeah.
So a lot of work done. So like I got like a web series coming out that I'm excited about. I'm really pumped about that.
Oh, what's that?
It's these two idiots make the worst morning daytime TV show of all time.
Okay.
We filmed it way before this. We kind of like was on the back burner of like, we were like having trouble syncing the audio. We filmed it in an actual daytime morning studio we rented out, and we had trouble like with the editing or whatever. And we finally just hunkered down and did it, because of the pandemic. And I'm like really happy with the results. I forgot that it was funny. I thought it was gonna like not be good, but
really,
like we have like 10 episodes. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah, I'm super pumped about it.
And what's it called?
Watch Us Talk.
Nice.
Yeah.
Cool. And when's that coming out?
Well, we're trying to sell it, so we're starting the pitch this week to people that we know. But luckily, everyone that we knew at Comedy Central just got fired.
Oh.
So that helps.
Yeah, lovely.
30 out of the 50 top executives at Comedy Central got fired last week.
Last week?
Yeah. Yeah. We were like planning, and these are all people that like I've been building relationships with for years or whatever.
Yeah.
And then we were like planning to, all the people we're going to hit up and all that kind of stuff. And then my buddy sent me, the guy I'm pitching it with, he sent me the article, like the Variety article. I'm like, well, I know that person. I know that. These are the people that we were going to send it to. Okay. Cool. So,
what could they have possibly done to deserve being fired? Or is it like a layoff?
It's like a layoff. It's like they're consolidating, I think Comedy Central is not going to be Comedy Central anymore. It's going to be just like, it's just going to be a bunch of like reality style shows. They just want to make like a zillion, like at midnights. And what's that show on True TV where it's those like 5 buddies who prank each other?
Oh, Improbable.
Yeah, Impractical Jokers. They want that. They just want like that, like cheap produced, blah blah blah. So it'll be like there'll be no more like Inside Amy Schumer, Chappelle Show, Key and Peele type stuff.
Yeah.
And yeah, so I don't know.
Yeah, that's too bad. Well, hopefully someone else picks it up.
Yeah, well, if not, it doesn't matter. We'll just post it on my Instagram.
Right. So what else you been doing to stay busy? Just mostly writing, or?
Yeah, writing. I've been working out. I've been drinking less, which is good. Turns out I'm not an alcoholic. That's nice.
Yeah,
nice thing to find out.
That's good.
Yeah. And then it turns out it was just my horrible lifestyle. It's just being out every night, and like I love hanging out. I just fucking love it. But yeah. So I don't know. I don't really drink alone. So I'm like losing weight. I'm like eating it. I'm like making food.
Yeah.
And I'm like in jail. So I'm like working out a lot. And it just, I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah. And writing, and it's about it. But I had a bunch of stuff that I was doing, and now it's all finishing. So I have to figure out some new stuff to write or something.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Oh, not too much. Trying to work on this and do some writing, reading and stuff, but same idea, breaking bad habits and trying to make some good ones. I just quit smoking like 4 or 5 months ago, so it's
Nice.
good, but it's also been tough now being, trapped or whatever with my thoughts, but still holding on.
You'd still have your dumb thoughts. You'd just be smoking.
Yeah. And so you
Yeah.
started doing comedy in Ottawa, right?
No, I guess so. I did a couple open mics. I did like 2 open mics in Ottawa. I did the absolute, not open mics, but like amateur nights or whatever. And I did the Absolute Comedy Club open mic. And that room is like, especially back then, that room was so fire that you could literally make a fart noise into the mic and do really well.
Yeah.
I don't know what was in the air. And I did so well that I was like, I think I'm ready for Letterman. And I moved to New York without any work papers or anything.
Oh, wow.
And then I was an undocumented worker in New York for 5 years.
Holy shit.
I have like an alias here. And my name's Graham K, and my alias was Greg Keg. And Greg Keg owes Bellevue Hospital like $5,000. And I like worked at a bar, and I just like wrote down Greg Keg, like in a sloppy way, and then like wrote like my social was like 1 2 3 4 6 8 9, and then like, Greg Keg, hello. I just every time I got a check, I just throw it in the garbage, and I just lived off tips for 5 years.
Holy shit.
In like restaurants and stuff. And then I got a Conan audition, and I couldn't legally do Conan, so I moved to Toronto and was an open micer again. Yeah. And then it took me 3 years to get a work visa, and then I moved back to the States.
Oh, wow.
Mm.
And then you went to LA, is that?
I went straight to LA. I should have moved back to New York.
Hmm.
But I had an agent that wanted me to move to LA, so I moved there. I tried that out for 2 years. I didn't like it, so I moved back to New York.
What didn't you like about it?
I just think it's not my style of city. I grew up in like the Glebe. I grew up, which is basically living downtown, and I just grew up in a city, and I didn't know how to live in a suburb. I just didn't like owning a car. I didn't like looking for parking. I didn't like strip malls.
Yeah.
It makes me really sad.
Yeah.
And
I
didn't like the city. I didn't like the comedy scene there was there's not that, it's more acting, less live performance.
Right.
So you can only, like, most of my friends were doing like 1 to 3 sets a week. And in Toronto and New York, I'm used to doing like 12.
Yeah.
So I just was like, screw this. I want to be a comedian, not an actor. And I moved to New York.
Yeah. And then, so now you're doing, before 12 sets a week in New York?
Yeah, about maybe more like 10 lately. But yeah, if I wanted to, I could do more. But
yeah.
But back when you're starting out, you got to do like as many as you can. At least I thought so, just to build your chops,
Yeah, I definitely feel the difference having been in Ottawa and now in Toronto and being able to get up every night, which we can do in Ottawa. Definitely developing more quickly anyway. But
yeah, makes sense. Like if you only practice guitar once a week, or if you do it every day, you're gonna get better.
Yeah, exactly. This is a weird question. Do you ever go to New Jersey? I'm fascinated by New Jersey.
Yeah, it's like you're from Ottawa. It's like going to Hull.
Okay.
Sometimes, not really.
No, not really. No, I didn't
Yeah,
think so.
like you can go 2 years without going to Hull.
Yeah, that's because like the Misfits are from Jersey, Parliament Funkadelic, the food, like there's so much good music that has come out of New Jersey. I'm like fascinated by it, but I'm sure I would go there and it would not be.
Well, it's a beautiful place. I'll go there for work every once in a while. Here's the thing: is like the the crappy, ugly part is the very industrial part is a very, very small part. And that happens to be a part that's close to New York City.
Uh,
Uh, but there's a place called Jersey City, which is right across the water, and up until 15 years ago, it wasn't that great, but it's really nice. It's actually like expensive to live. If you want like a nice urban environment that's really close to Manhattan, that's cheaper, you can live there. So like a lot of like young professionals live there, and then if you keep driving down the coast, it's absolutely beautiful.
right.
You know, it looks like North Carolina or something. There's like beautiful sandy beaches,
Oh, wow.
and yeah, it's they call it the Garden State. It's really nice. It's really nice. It's a nice place. It's suburban. There's a lot of beachfront, and then there's like one crappy industrial place, and then there's also Newark, which is a complete crime-ridden shithole. Yeah.
That's the Jersey that I've heard about.
Yeah. That's pretty ganged up still.
Yeah.
I had a friend that I worked with at a restaurant back in the day, like 10 years ago. He was like a really handsome guy. He had like one wonky eyeball. And I was like, I didn't really ask, but he told me that he got it from being jumped out of a gang. He was from Newark. You got to get jumped in a gang. And if you want to leave the gang, they got to jump you out.
Oh, wow.
And that's just basically being jumped in or out means that you just, all your friends, in quotes, surround you and then beat the shit out of you. Wow. Until they decide it's done.
Right. Blood in, blood out or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess so. I don't know. I'm from the glebe.
Well, I'm happy he's okay now.
Yeah. But if you want to go, if it's, you want to like a little beach vacay, Jersey Shore. It's really nice.
Yeah.
Got this one place, I forget what it's called. I've never been, but it's like really cool. And it's like on the shore, and it's like they have concerts all summer and like this outdoor theater space. And it's like the cool Brooklyn for the summer on like the ocean.
Oh. So is there any talk? I just picture New York being the epicenter for stand-up. Is there any talk about what stand-up's going to look like after this?
Nobody knows anything.
No.
I would, if I had to guess, I would say July, they're going to start doing social distancing shows with like people 10 feet apart at tables at 25% capacity.
Right.
With 25% of the laughs.
Yeah. Yeah, it's going to be more like performance art or something.
Yeah, I don't know what. So
play. I saw the comic strip in Edmonton was doing something like that, and then they were forced to shut down. I didn't hear why or what, but
probably because it's irresponsible.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good reason, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, you hear so many people talking about what they think, but no one. I imagine if people don't know there, then nobody knows anyway.
Mm-hmm. Nobody knows. Nobody knows anything. Don't come to Graham for answers.
Well, shit.
Yeah.
Well, I've taken up enough of your time, I think, Graham. But
yeah, you really have. I'm busy.
Yeah, so. I know. Yeah, I imagine. You probably have to use your phone for something else.
Yeah. Well, I have to call my accountant. I hired an accountant in Canada, and then he's like, because I'm like, I have to leave Canada tax-wise this year.
Oh.
And then I messaged him like a couple weeks ago. I was like, so what are we doing with taxes? I just never heard back from you. He was like, there's like the tone of his email was like, oh, there's a pandemic going on. I want to be like, do you not have the internet? You fucking stupid old man. That is not a normal response.
No. So he didn't really answer your question.
No. I'm gonna write him another email right now. Right now.
Good. Get on that. Well, okay, Graham. Thanks a lot, for taking the time.
Thanks for having me.
Hey,
good luck.
My pleasure.
Thanks. And if anyone's listening to this, I have a comedy special on Crave TV. You can go watch that shit. I also have a comedy album available everywhere. You can stream it for free on Spotify or on Apple Music, or you can purchase it. It is called Girlfriend Material. Or you can follow me on Instagram at InstagramK. That's it.
Thanks, Graham.
All right.
Okay, buddy. You have a good day.
Thanks, pal. See you later.
Okay, man. Yeah, you too. See you later. Thank you for joining us. If you'd like to follow us on social media, we are Rhino's Horn on YouTube, Rhino's Horn on Instagram. On Facebook, we are Rhino's Horn, and on Twitter, we are at Horny Voter. Please join us next week. My guest will be Canadian comedy legend Kenny Robinson. Kenny's always got a lot to say about what's going on in the world, and this episode is no exception. I enjoyed our conversation very much, and I'm sure you will too. Thank you again for listening, and we will see you next week.